I love how you pretty much just said like what I want is to just not feel like I'm failing. And if that's really what you want at the core is like I want to just not feel like I'm failing, then you are in the perfect place. You're in the perfect place. I part of what this framework literally is every hardship, the entire process is a gift. Because right now you might believe in yourself. You might believe like, okay, I'm just gonna power through. I can do this. I'm strong enough. I can power through. I can make it happen. But do you really? And that's great that you believe in yourself. Like I love that. Like when you saw that, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. But do you believe in the entire process? Are you looking for these indicators? Like, does this experience, when you were on your phone and saw this, does it highlight like the fact that you're looking for success to show you that you're not failing? Are you looking for these specific indicators of success to be like, I'm not failing, I'm doing good? Because if you want me to be honest with you, I feel like the times when I'm like, I am on my way, like this is going to be great. I would say it happens way more in the stuck. It happens way more in the stuck. I make way more progress in the stuck than I do when I see, like, I think the key indicators or like indicators of like things going well, that's like always like, oh, okay, yay. Oh, that makes me feel good. Like, and it's like, okay, I can keep going. That's good. Okay, that worked. That thing worked. Okay, we're good. We can keep going. And it gives you the confidence you need, like the assurance you need to keep going. But what I have found is that what actually moves the ball and actually gives you progress on the journey is it's actually the moments where you're stuck and being curious about it and actually believing in the stuff. Okay, it's just to give you an example for me, like even just in Fortitude, I've been working on this for 9 years. Like literally 9 years ago, I kind of started on this journey. And every time that it has made a huge leap forward, it was actually in a moment of feeling stuck. So it started off the first years, I did Fortitude festivals, which were really fun and exciting. And we had like speakers and dancers and music and just inspiring, like, and we shared the principles, but it was more of just this like a fun, exciting thing that just kind of like went away. And after like 2 years of doing this Fortitude festivals, I started to feel like, yeah, stuck. Like this isn't it. And then like fast forward, like I mean, just to highlight just a few, I don't want to go into like the whole thing, but I remember I started just like I was like, I just need to help people. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna coach people who have similar experiences to me. So I'm gonna start coaching teens whose parents are divorced. So I was like a coach for teens whose parents were divorced. And I was teaching them the Fortitude Framework. And that was great. And but then like I started to feel like, oh, this isn't working. And I also am not enjoying doing it. Like this isn't right. So then I would have curious of like, well, what is that I want? What would I change? What's not working? Um, and then kept making tweaks. And then like I remember for a while, a lot of our marketing was toward like not only people who wanted help, but I remember a lot of our marketing was even like talking about, do you want to share your story? Do you want to be a champion? Where like the marketing it was less about just like, hey, do you want to help people? But it was like, do you want to be a champion? Do you want to use your hardships to help people? Which sounds great. But again, we got stuck. And I started noticing that as these people were coming into the program, it just gave totally different vibes that I was just like, oh, this just isn't quite because they are people who have already worked through things. They're not really invested, they're not even really doing the program. And I also feel like they were more just like, I just want to hurry and get through this so I can hurry and start like making money as champion. And I was like, well, I do not like those vibes at all. Um, and so I had to like change my marketing and stuff. And anyway, all that to say is that, so again, my whole marketing like my whole marketing plan changed. And now I feel like I'm really finding the people that I'm called to serve because I was curious about the stuck. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because when you start celebrating the stuck, celebrating the failures, right? So, like right now, you're like, I just don't want to feel like a failure. Well, how could you feel like a failure when everything that's not working becomes a gift? When you're like, oh, sweet, I'm so happy that this isn't working because this is the key to unlocking my next level. And so I just think that it's so beautiful, like how you're talking about, like, I don't want her life. I know I don't want that, which I'm like, yes, like clarity of purpose and clarity of what you want. Like that's why we spend so much time on Ultimate Aim. That's huge. That's a win. I'm like, good. Yes, like I'm so happy that you know what you don't want and what you want. And I'm happy you believe in yourself. Now believe in those things that aren't working. Because, and so this is what's gonna happen. It's not only when you start embracing, right? When you start embracing all those things that you feel like right now, if you're only looking for success indicators that you're not failing, that is gonna leave a lot of room for you to feel like you're failing, especially, but with this, right? Like, but with this framework and with what I was kind of trying to illustrate with my story is how can you possibly feel like a failure? Because when things weren't going right with the champions, because I was able to approach it with curiosity and rather like, wow, I'm the worst business person ever. This is not working. Rather than being down on myself and feeling like I'm failing, I was just like, oh, sweet. And embracing those and being like, okay, this, like, how can I use this? What value can I bring from this thing that's not working that's going to help me get to the next level? Again, success indicators like that are telling you like, oh, you're not failing, you're doing good. That gives you, I think that those are important because they give you the assurance of like, oh, okay, I can keep going. I can keep going. It gives you the confidence to keep going. But I'm a big believer in the things that actually move the needle forward, like actually, again, get you to the next level, are when you're curious and embrace everything else that's not a success indicator, everything else. And so again, if you're wanting to not feel like a failure, again, embracing, shifting how you like look at things, shifting what you're doing based on the gift and the value that you received from whatever it is that's clunky and like feeling off or not working, curiosity about it, embracing it, extracting value that can help you move forward, changing things, doing the shift. The lift is actually that then not only are you lifting yourself and you're making progress, but the biggest lift is actually that then you start to enjoy the whole journey that you're actually not just enjoying when things are great and when, and this isn't even just with whatever your dreams are. This can be with your marriage, this can be with your friends, this can be in the workplace, this can be with your kids, this can be with anything. If we're only looking for these like success indicators with our marriage or with our kids or whatever, it's going to be really, really hard. But we never have to feel like we're failing if we're actually embracing everything that's not working, being curious about it, welcoming it in. I'm hoping to like just paint this picture for you of how you never have to feel like that again. You never have to feel like a failure again because it's all part of the process. And by doing this, by learning this framework, by being here, you're going to be learning this mental pattern. You're going to be like really rewiring your brain which is event like inevitably just going to help you just enjoy the whole thing more, the whole thing. So that even in those moments you can feel like, oh, like I'm not failing. I'm making progress. And your body and your mind love even just the feeling of doing something to make progress. Um, Actually, like it's so interesting. There's even been studies done of how when you achieve something, the actual amount of time that it makes you feel like, oh, this is great, is very short. But when you can learn to actually see the entire, like, enjoy, like, I'm making progress, I'm doing things, I haven't achieved the actual like aim itself, but I see myself working towards it, and I see how I'm changing these things to make it go here, and I'm changing, and enjoying that. brings way more fulfillment, way more joy. And anyway, I'm excited to cheer you on whatever for whatever it is. And I really do. Like I believe in you. And sometimes another thing, sorry, this is getting too long, but another thing I want to say is that sometimes you feel like you're in a waiting season, but there's so many other factors that go into play. Like I remember when, like when I was pregnant, I remember like I personally not doesn't really feel like I'm really doing much. I don't feel like I'm doing much. But inside, there's like immune systems being formed and eyes and hands and all these things that are happening. And I think that that's also true of the journey that you're on too. Sometimes you don't see everything that's happening underneath everything else. And anyway, I'm excited for you and I'm cheering you on, girl. You got this. Hey, I'm Tessa. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a girl who started a journal at one of the lowest points in my life and ended up consistently keeping that journal for now 18 years, which is crazy. But it was really just because I became obsessed with this question of how can we actually be happy when life is hard? Because I believed that we were meant to be happy. And so this journal was really me trying to figure life out, trying to figure God out, trying to figure hardships out. Like, how do we actually do this? So, long story short, now people actually send me their journals and I actually respond and help them get unstuck using this simple, repeatable framework that I had discovered while I was keeping my journals. And so in this video, you're going to see me read a journal that was submitted to me and then walking the person through the framework and how to get unstuck from that thing. So I hope that today's video is helpful for you and that helps you get unstuck from whatever you're dealing with too.